Hey you guys, and welcome to the Lofi Network, Pisces Soul Tribe. I want to get into some general messages for you. And of course, anything you need from me can be found down below in the description box. Divine, what is the overall energy and what do you want us to know at this time? The overall thing. Okay. So we have patience coming out, in essence, the temperance energy. So the word I'm seeing is also flow, but I also see growth. Change could be significant. You know, from a seed to a stemmed flower. There's something about instantaneous growth that some of you all can see. A change overnight from night to day. Opposite from left to right. So that's as quickly as something can change. As quickly as overnight. Okay. Divine, what else is here? Okay. So we have harmony. So 6. So something seems to be coming into place for you. I feel like you are in alignment, but I also feel like there's this energy of what you are attracting is also attracted to you. So there's something about matching a particular vibration or even being aligned with a frequency. This could be the frequency of manifestations. What else, Divine? So we have the star as the number 17. And then we have suffering in silence that came out with that as the number 9. So there's once again something about a very singular energy, because there is something that you chose to do, and I feel like you are in alignment with that. I also feel like you are allowing things to happen in your life. There's something that you have accepted, and I feel like you are now allowing things to flow. And I feel like what's flowing is some sort of purpose for you. I feel like this is also, as I said, just in a total alignment with you. What you are attracting, it is also attracted to you. But it seems to be some sort of purpose, with the star, as well as suffering in silence, which once again is 9 being a singular energy, likened to being the hermit here as well, because there's something that you are needing to discover. But I also feel like with the star, this is destined and purpose specifically for you. There's this energy of being the black sheep, not because people are ousting you. This feels like something very intentional, something that you are purposed to do. But I also feel like in some capacity, for some of you all, the very thing that people used to make fun of, you are going to gain in prosperity because of it. Something that you once viewed as an affirmity is now going to be your greatest asset. Divine, what else is here? Lastly, we have stand your ground as the number 7, definitely giving 7 of Wands energy. Also giving something here about boundaries here as well. I feel like while you are becoming and while you are stepping into some energy that you are supposed to be in and that does resonate with you, I feel like you will be in a space where, people will try to impede on that. So I feel like there's something about, of course, as the cards stay grounded, but I also feel like it's once again affirming your boundaries in a way. Divine, can you clarify for me, please, the number 7 here, withstand your ground? So we have the light. So I feel like there is something that you do need to secure, something that you do need to take care of. I do feel like, once again, this is in alignment with you. The number 19 rounds up to number 8, and then we have 7 and 8 as a chronological synchronicity. I feel like that's definitely something that's very relevant, for you, because I do feel like you do need to protect your light, because your light is very precious, and I feel like it's definitely something that's meant solely for you. If there's some sense of guard, if there's some sense of protection, because I feel like what separations were for you, although you may not have understood them back then, I feel like that was some sort of divine intervention for you because of what you carry. Divine, what about this harmony? Can you tell me? This number 6 with harmony. And then we even have 6, 7, and 8 if we consider that. So definitely chronological. And then we also have 5. So financial as well as material changes. And earlier I was seeing the number 5, and we do have 6 and 5. So another chronological synchronicity, 7 and 8 and 6 and 5. So things are definitely rounding up for you. And I feel like once again, you are in alignment, and what is an alignment for you also wants you. I do feel like you're also coming into changes, and I also feel like that's what this temperance here is about, this patience. I feel like you were very patient about something, and I also feel like you spent a lot of time with something here as well. I'm also seeing like the 7 of Pentacles type of energy, and I feel like with seeing that energy, that's something that's definitely going to resonate, because that was something that you took care of. I feel like you valued something, you protected that, and I feel like that has to do with what you want to manifest. And I feel like you weren't able to create this until you were in the right environment. And unfortunately for a lot of you all, that environment was when you got off to yourself, because that's the only place your manifestation was safe. Your manifestation wasn't safe around all of those other people. It wasn't in the particular environment that it needs to be in order to grow. Where there's lack of belief, a manifestation will not grow. Divine, tell me about patience here. So we have the strength here with power. So the number 8. So something definitely is meant to happen in this particular space. I feel like you are going to be right where you need to be. And I feel like in that vein, you are going to have exactly what you need to have. But I feel like there was a lot of strength. There was a lot of willpower that you had in order to get through something. I feel like in a way, the divine, your spirit team, your ancestors could trust you with carrying on with the mantle in a sense. This definitely feels like this is a very tenacious individual, and it takes a backing, in order to carry a lineage, in order to carry a generation, in order to carry, what your ancestors used to carry, and continue on with that in your own way. I feel like you have what it takes in order to create what is needed in order to keep a generation moving in this lifetime, because what they used to do, it doesn't resonate in this particular day. I feel like you were one of those one of the generations that are going to create something that's going to be much needed, but it will definitely be in alignment with where your ancestors used to, because I feel like what you have and what you want to create is relative to what someone else may have done in your family before, but it's being done in a different way here, and that's just for some of you. Divine, what energies surround this reading? We have sneaky link, so hidden lover, low-key situationship, as well as side piece. Divine, clarify this energy, because I'm not really feeling okay. Thank you. So we have wine and dine, so courtship, consistently dating, as well as romance and passion. So what I feel like is, more so than anything else, I feel like you could be in this energy where you are dating. You could be in this energy where you are off having fun. I'm not talking to anyone who is celibate. You do not have to tell me that. I respect it and I understand, but I'm specifically talking to those who are out dating, and you're out, living your life, and you are doing what you want to do with your life. Okay. I feel like if you are doing anything, it's definitely on a low and it's off to the side. I feel an energy of someone right now who knows that dating isn't a serious thing, but at the same time, you're human. You have what you would feel are needs that need to be met if you're in this energy. I feel like you're enjoying yourself. I don't feel like there's any harm here. It feels very lighthearted at this particular moment. I feel like what you are more focused on is yourself, but I do feel like there is this energy of, going on a date, seeing what's out there, letting life happen. And if something serious just happens to spark from what you have going on, I feel like you will allow that to happen. You're flowing, Divine, what else is here? We have spilling the beans, so revealing secrets, cats out of the bag, as well as untrustworthy. And Divine, can you tell me the nature of this particular energy? So we have the long haul. So in it to win it, long-term intentions as well as invested. For some of you all, you could be figuring out that you're getting ready to move. This move could possibly just having to do with relocating for better opportunities, feeling like you would have a better way of living or a better way of living in another city, another state. But it's something about moving, but it's also something about figuring out that you may have a position, or you may be getting presented with an opportunity that's getting ready to change your life. This seems to be something that is a stable offer, and you'll be able to have some sort of longevity with this. So something seems to be in long standing for some of you all. Divine, what else is here? Okay, so we have legal, so court paperwork as well as filed. And Divine, tell me what about this legal? Tell me about legal. Okay, so we have laughter, so wholeness, overjoyed, as well as smiling, as well as numbing here. So self-medicating as well as addictions, irrational behavior. So I'm gonna see about this. But one other thing I do feel with laughter as well as legal, if some of you all have court cases, if you've been getting a sense and a feeling that this is something that's going to work out your favor, not because you're so great and you're so good, but because something that you may end up saying is really going to resonate, with somebody, maybe. And I'm not even gonna say it's going to resonate with someone, and I feel like this is going to be the thing that is going to have like a trickle down effect, because I feel like somebody is going to make somebody see that something doesn't make sense here. So I feel like if it's concerning some type of case that's a little more serious, I'm not even gonna say that it's as deep as court, but something that you're going to present is going to be very substantial, is going to hold a lot of weight. Divine, clarify this numbing. Okay, so recalling, so memories, missing someone as well as reminiscing. So I feel like what's also happening here is I feel like people are considering what they did in a particular instance, because this definitely gives me some sort of analysis or review. And I feel like what somebody is getting ready to counteract, or what somebody else is going to say, it's not going to have any effect, which is why numbing is out here as well as recalling. I feel like with the recalling of particular instances, comparisons, and things that just absolutely don't make any sense, I feel like those are the things that's going to hold some weight. But I feel like there's just one thing that you have that's going to make major impact, and is going to pull all things together, is what it's feeling like. So I'll allow that to be what it is, and that's for some of you all as well. Divine, what is the last energy here? So we have machismo. Divine, clarify. So we have reading up, so doing the research, learning more, as well as gaining insight. And Divine, clarify the reason why. So we have cuffing season. So single and ready to mingle, ready for a relationship, on the hunt. So listen, this feels more so just like, let's just say random people, who can look you up on social media and find that you're very attractive. These are people who could be possibly looking you up, in a way, because maybe they feel like they can run out to you, or maybe you have a meeting somewhere, you're part of some social media club, and you're friends and on social media, and they seen you out in public, and maybe y'all struck a rapport. Maybe this is somebody who's gaining some mustering up some courage to finally send you a DM or shoot their shot. I feel like that's what's possibly going on here. I feel like somebody could be just sifting through your social media to see if there's things that you like, certain quotes that you say, somebody just examining if they possibly would be on your cadence. Okay, so it feels like there's a question mark surrounding dating and getting to know people. Okay, Divine, what is the core message here? Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. What else, divine? We have the Seven of Cups. What else, divine? Three of Swords. Okay, so before I go any further, there is somebody who acted very impulsively. This is legit straight off impulse. I feel like there's somebody who did not even take into consideration the actions that they were on taking, especially with the Seven of Cups. I feel like there were people possibly surrounding someone who cast a major illusion or just honestly made the wrong choice with the Seven of Cups. I feel like this is something that ended up affecting you, because with the Three of Swords, I'm not feeling heartache and pain. I'm feeling more so effect. So like a cause and effect situation. So something that somebody impulsively done or impulsively did had a negative effect on you is what I'll say. Divine, give me something. This definitely, it seems like it could be involving a work environment as well. Before I go, divine, what else is here? So we have the World. So something that someone did, caused an ending. This could be leaving a workplace. This could be ending of a relationship. Take the message as it resonates, but some action that someone took caused an ending of some sort. This could be an ending of a situation. This could be the ending of, as I said earlier, of you working at a particular environment, or just you leaving a workplace, but something is over. Divine, the World. What else is after the World? Okay, so we have the High Priestess as well as the Fool. So one thing I will say, and I'll put this particular energy off to the side because we'll pull from that with the High Priestess and the Fool. I feel like this is the direction that you're getting ready to take. Cause and effect. Something may not have felt good, but I feel like eventually it's going to work out for you. I feel like right now you are in a period of transition, because this world could be a transition period as well. This could be relative of seasons. For me, sometimes this card could be a year's time when you consider seasons. But I also feel like, just more so importantly, things are getting ready for you to change. You could be stepping out of, I've said this a million times, but you could be stepping out of what you feel is routine, redundant, repetitive, or feeling like it's in the matrix. But I feel like what you're getting ready to step into, this leap of faith, you trusting yourself on this journey that you're about to take. Because I feel like some of you all in some way are about to have some type of spiritual awakening, some type of growth for yourself, some sort of elevation. For you all, something is very significant. You're about to be in an energy where the risk that you take and the faith that you have are going to pay off. Divine, what was the action that was taken? This Knight of Swords. So we have the Death. Yeah, so somebody interrupted something. And as I said, cause and effect, they may have done something, but the intention behind it, is going to change when it gets back to you, or when it got to you, especially with the Knight of Swords and the Death. Somebody did not consider what they were doing, but what they were doing was actually very, very harsh. I feel like this is something that was undeserving, and it's almost like somebody's trying to take something from you by removing you from an environment. This could be a position, because maybe somebody feels like someone else will be a better fit, because they will adhere to they'll be an ass kisser, plain and simple. Divine, Knight of Swords as well as the Death. Yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like somebody personally attacked you. You definitely in some sense were targeted with the Knight of Swords, with the Death as well as the Nine of Pentacles. You were the primary target with the Ace of Wands. You were the one that they were supposed to take action on. And they did exactly, let's just say they accomplished what they were sent out to do. They accomplished it. But in return for you, on the other side of this, you're going to be met with something that's going to be so beneficial to you, with this High Priestess as well as the Fool. Because I feel like this was divine intervention in a way. It wasn't done how you felt. was going to happen, but it happened. And I feel like that's the way it needed to happen. It needed to surprise you. It needed to shock you, because I feel like what you're going to be placed in is in a position where you're going to be guided to trust yourself, because a lot of the things that you're going to feel are going to make other people think that you're crazy. But I feel like you're going to see that the moment you start trusting those steps, you're going to land in the right position and in alignment with where you need to go in the future. Divine, this Nine of Pentacles lastly. So we have the Knight of Wands. And one more for the Knight of Wands. We have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this was definitely somebody who in some capacity was jealous of you. I feel like the attributes that they probably did not like about you, whether they say it or not, were things that they had issue with themselves. Because this Queen of Confidence right now, although they're coupled with the Knight of Wands with this Nine of Pentacles, I feel like there is somebody else who needs the assistance of other people in order to get things done. You do not. You work as a singular soul individual. And I feel like in this particular instance, you were ganged up on in a way. I do feel like there was a ring leader with the Knight of Swords, but they also had help with the Knight of Wands as well as the Queen of Wands. I do feel like there was literally 3 individuals who possibly ganged up on you to see that you never worked in a particular environment again. I feel like this was all confounded on lies, and I feel like a lot of things were fluffed up, and that's just in a work environment. There's many other different variables that I can pull. For some of you all, it was in relationships, and those relationships are romantic as well as familial. And I feel like for a lot of you, it was in friendship situations as well. You were ganged up on by other people and it was not warranted. And as I said before, people have tiffs. I understand that people have tiffs, but at the same time, all of the backstabbing conversations, the backhanded nastiness, and just being inappropriate when someone isn't around to defend themselves is ridiculous. Divine, lastly, tell me about the World. With the Six of Cups, I feel like you're about to land in a space that you were always meant to land in. And once again, this was meant to take some time, especially with the Six of Cups. This was something that's possibly even long overdue is also what I'm feeling. There's something that you were possibly supposed to step into 6 months ago. It's okay. Timing is a thing, and I feel like now it was just like, okay, crossroads, either you're doing this or not, but either way it go, I need to get your attention, because if you're not doing this, you need to make a decision to do something else. You're definitely not going to do the same old thing, but if you're not going to do what you asked me to do, or I've made your prayer request known, and it's like you have it, what are you going to do with it now? So it's like a crossroad moment, or you're about to get pushed, sink or swim. Divine, Six of Cups concerning the World. We have the King of Wands. I feel like now is the time for you to take action on those things that you've always thought about, that opportunity that you wanted, the thing that's been on your mind for quite some time now with the Four of Swords. I feel like the things that you planned, you're now getting ready to take action on, now that you possibly have the time to do it, especially with the World here. And give me one more, Divine. Last one for the King of Wands. We have the Ten of Pentacles. You're getting ready to do that thing that's purpose, that thing that you always felt like you were supposed to do with the Ten of Pentacles. This Ten of Pentacles gives me generations. It gives me legacy, just like we were discussing earlier. I feel like you're possibly getting ready to create something, to continue something, but in your own way. You're recreating something that has already been created, okay? Finding a new purpose for it, finding a new meaning for it, finding something else to do with it, okay? We even have the 10 of Cups here at the bottom of the deck. So judgment, so truth. So it seems like something could be, once again, in alignment for you. This seems to be where you belong. Divine, tell me about the High Priestess and the Fool here. we have the strength coming in. So this definitely feels like it's in alignment. I feel like, once again, some of you all are getting ready to live your wildest dreams because you're taking risk. You're trusting yourself. You're allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel and make conscious decisions based off where you know and feel you need to go. Because some things will not be sourced and found without. They will be found within. Okay. Divine, the strength here. Tell me about the strength here. So we have the 3 of Cups here. Tell me about the 3 of Cups. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. I feel like for you, collaborations will be significant. I feel like in this time, you definitely will be in alignment with working with people who align themselves with you, is what this is given with the strength, the 3 of Pentacles, as well as the 3 of Cups. This 3 of Cups doesn't have to be multiple individuals. This could just be a singular third party. But I do feel like with the Queen of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck, you could be coming into a partnership, an unexpected one, even at that, with someone that you didn't expect to work with. I feel like this, as I said, this is someone who possibly works in your industry, but I do feel like this is one of those people who have a different following, a greater following than you, but you do something that they like and they feel like they could possibly even benefit from collaborating with you. So I feel like there definitely will be some sort of collaboration for you with this new venture, with this new journey, with this, but with whatever place you're destined to be in or being guided to go in, collaborations for you will be significant. And I actually feel like that's how you're going to start a journey. You're going to get an unexpected possible DM, email, maybe even a random phone call and not even know how someone got your number. But I do feel like you could possibly be coming into some sort of offer, all because you're trusting yourself and where you need to go. Divine, last few messages for this energy here. We have the King of Swords here now. And tell me about the King of Swords. We have the Empress here. For some reason, I'm hearing the word silent partner. Divine, through the King of Swords and the Empress, we have the 10 of Cups. So I do feel like in some way this is going to be a silent partner. I feel like they are going to, they're going to hold a high position. But I do feel like it's going to be a fair and even split between you and someone else, whatever this collaboration is. But I do feel like you could be walking off better in a way. And that's why I say fair. And it's fair because of what you own, what you're able to create, especially with this Empress. But whatever it is, it seems like it will be a good partnership, especially with the 10 of Cups showing up as well, and even with the 10 of Pentacles. So that, as I said, once again, there seems to be some sort of judgment call here, and it seems to be more divine and in alignment than anything else. I don't feel like this is going to be anything that you will have to question. I do feel like this is going to be a spiritually led kind of perspective. I do feel like you're still going to be practical, even with the King of Swords. You know, I do still feel like you're going to be practical, but something that you're going to do, some foundation that you're getting ready to set, some sort of decision that you choose to make about collaborating with someone is going to be very beneficial for you. Divine, can you tell me about outcomes? So we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck on the other. Divine, Queen of Pentacles. So we have the 4 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. So once again, I feel like this definitely is going to be a thing of patience, because I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, the 4 of Cups, as well as the 9 of Cups, I feel like you've waited a long time for something to possibly happen. And I feel like with the 4 of Cups, this is that opportunity that you've been waiting on. With the Queen of Pentacles, you're most certainly going to be in a space where you're more peaceful and more aligned abundantly, possibly with your stability. I feel like you will be in a sense of finally making something that you feel you should have been making a long time ago. That's for some of you. Divine, what else is here? Yeah, with the Hermit as well as the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like because you are a singular energy, let's just say you're separated, and right now and I feel like you're looking possibly for another position, but I feel like you're looking for something that's more aligned with you. We have the Nine of Cups, and we also have the Hermit, which is another 9 in the tarot deck. So 99 for you all could be significant. But I do feel like there's something more so about a wish fulfillment, because this Nine of Cups is more so giving me like an answered prayer, you know. Divine, tell me about this Nine of Cups, please. Thank you. Thank you. So we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, this feels like the answer to something, possibly the answer to, some issues or problems that you may have been experiencing financially. But I do feel like there is somewhat of an opportunity that will feel like an answered prayer. With the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, so this most certainly is giving an energy of someone who asked for something, who prayed about something, or who may be feeling intuitively guided toward something. And I feel like with the Four of Cups, with you waiting patiently for where you are supposed to be, and for where you're supposed to be aligned, I feel like you're about to get an answer with this Page of Swords as well as Ace of Pentacles. Divine, moving forward, please. Last few messages, please. With the Five of Pentacles. Yes, so I feel like you have been without for a little while with the Knight of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. I feel like that's what's in the works. The works is a perfect partnership. You being aligned with someone that aligns themselves with you. I feel like things for you are about to get ready to look up after a very turbulent situation is what I'm feeling. Divine, lastly, tell me about the Five of Pentacles here. Yeah, with the Ace of Cups. I feel like some of you all have literally been waiting for a phone call is what I'm feeling more so than anything else. And I feel like within the next few days, you're definitely going to be receiving a phone call, an email, some sort of communication that will result in you possibly receiving another opportunity is what I'm feeling. I feel like you're just waiting on something. You're in an energy right now where you're supposed to be waiting, okay? Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, including personal readings, as well as the membership link to the Lofi network space, okay? You can find those details down below in the description box, okay? And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day and see you in the network. Bye, guys.